Play the music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go wild.
Always with the best. With the best. What is it? What am I doing? What is it? I don't even know what this is.
Morning comes and you know that you want to stay.
It's Command Your Morning on a hump day. How's everybody's hump day doing?
So open up champagne.
Caryn, you're always so dolled up and like perfectly.
And you know where I live.
So my question is though, what time do you go to sleep at night?
Okay.
Get up. So
What?
I was wondering what time you go to sleep at night because you always it's 7:30 where you are, and you're always so like perfectly put together. Meanwhile, my wife and kids are still at the lake. I literally rolled out of bed 30 minutes ago. Legit.
You don't have a Southern mother.
I have a Jewish mother.
Oh, that's kind of the same. So
sort of the same, yeah.
I
go say that Jewish mothers and Southern mothers and Italian mothers, they're all the same. I think they're like,
yeah. So I grew up with a Southern mother too, so we really connect that way. I go to bed at like 11 to 12. I wake up at 5. Like today, I already did a load of laundry, unwrapped some packages, brought my garbage cans in, pulled my laundry out of the dryer, hung it up, got dressed. That's why I didn't really do my hair today. But, you know, got it. Went to Starbucks. Oh my God, I made a TikTok today. It was actually really funny because my name is Caryn, which right now is not.
Yes, I know your name is Caryn. We've known each other for quite a while at this point.
But,
you're telling a story. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, so you know the name Caryn is like not the most loving name right
now.
Well,
you spell it with a Y, so I bet you get like Karen, like Karen, like you're like a Karen, like you know
the middle-aged complaining lady, right?
Yeah.
So I am upset by that because when I was a kid, I'm one of 5 girls. There's Carol, Kathy, Christine, Cindy, and Caryn, and my name was going to be. I know, take that in.
You're almost like the Kardashians.
Yeah, except we're broke. And
Kimberly, no, you're like you know, it's always like Kim, Courtney,
Chloe,
and Kendall and
Kylie, the rich one. So so what happened is my name was going to be Claire, which I was so grateful as a kid that it wasn't, because Claire is like the fat girl name from Breakfast Club when Judd Nelson says that. So I was like, thank God my name's not Claire. So now a Karen, for those that don't know, is a middle-aged white woman who complains about everything.
That's why, like, whenever you see like memes, like, all right, Karen.
Don't be a Karen. Karen. Yeah. Especially you East Coasters. I love how you say it, Karen.
Karen.
That is what you do to me too. So I went to Starbucks.
Karen goes to the CVS. Let me get a carton of Kent 100s.
Give me a carton of Kents.
You don't have no. People are like, what? Like,
okay, so this is my TikTok today. You ready?
Yeah, let me see.
I have a mobile order under Caryn.
I have a mobile order under Caryn. That's actually good for you because you have a Y. So
that's what my name was supposed to be, like Caryn. It's how it's spelled. But yeah, isn't that funny? I was like, screw it. My name is no longer Caryn when I order something. It's Caryn. Because what if I have a complaint?
Speaking of your name getting spelled wrong, like have you ever gone to like Starbucks and they've just completely like just ripped apart your name? Because they probably spell Caryn right, but they don't spell it like how you spell it.
Yeah, I don't ever correct anybody. That would be silly. What's the point?
I've had people call me Nike. I'm like, really?
What?
Nike?
Like you're athletic?
Yeah, like, will they write my name?
Like, are you athletic at all?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, athletic? I'm not like athletic. I mean, I work out.
Like there are people, like Pete can kind of play any sport. My partner, like he can.
Actually, I'm actually pretty good I'm actually decent at basketball, like decently. But when I say basketball, like I can make, like I can't play basketball. Like I'm not like a good player, but like
Like, was Woody Harrelson your idol and White Men Can't Jump?
No, but I'm good. Like, I can shoot the ball into the hoop from like the 3-pointer, like
from here, like this.
Yeah, like
like for real.
Like, yeah, like I'm good at that. Like, I have good aim. Like, so we have a basketball court in our subdivision, and I just got a new basketball because I go over there with Levi, and he's actually getting really good at it too. But I'm like, I'm good. Like, I can, like I can make the hoops, and you'd be like, whoa, I didn't know Nick could actually like get the hoops.
I know. Hoop. Okay, I am impressed by that because I did not expect that of you. Like, some people are like athletically gifted, some are complete clumsy. Like, I am an athlete. I love playing any sport. Like, I just bought a paddle because I love paddle tennis all of a sudden. Paddle ball. So fun.
Yeah, we're waiting on Dana Gentry, who has a hard stop at 9:00, but she's not here
I love
yet.
her. You know what is great about her is she's smart.
Where she is.
I don't know. We can talk about her like she's not here. Like,
we're just gonna talk. I'm like, did you get the link? Yes, I got the link. She's like, I have a hard stop at 9:00. All right, cool, let's go.
I am so excited, but she'll be on time. Listen, the girls got it together.
She's got it together. If anybody has it together, it's Dana Gentry.
Listen, her hair is going to be way more done than mine.
She just texted me. It says
stop talking about
me. She says that she's waiting, but I don't see her anywhere.
Is she on the other one? Tell her to make sure she does your link.
No, my link.
I'll send her an invite again.
No, but that's not. No, did you send her your link or my link?
Yeah, last week when we organized because we're so ahead. But tell her I'm going to email your link again.
No, okay. She says she's on my link, but she's not.
Okay.
She's clearly on yours.
I'm going to delete mine. Okay, I just forwarded your email and I invited her.
Okay. Again.
Listen, I want to talk about something about Command that I think people are not. Oh my God, stop talking out loud.
Sent you.
Shh, you don't have to read your words. Listen, while we're waiting for her, I want to explain something about Command that I feel like a lot of people have a question around. And you can tell me if I'm wrong because you're like the best expert on this at all. So, never mind.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm going to put on hold for 1 second. Pick that up in a minute. That's a great, I don't know what you were going to say, but Dana has a hard stop in 17 minutes. So we're going to bring her on. Okay, listen. I want to introduce Dana.
I'll behave.
Dana Gentry only has a very, very brief resume. Only a brief resume.
Yeah.
She's not doing much. You know, she's just like regional director, area director for Ohio Valley region. She's only OP of a KW in Ohio in forgetting the town, Dana.
Columbus and Kentucky. Am I on?
Yeah, you're like legit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have 2 market centers. I only thought you had 1, so she's an OP of 2 market centers.
She's the OP of the market center I started at KW with.
Isn't that crazy, by the way?
Yeah, it is.
And I want to say that, like, I've been following Dana, not like weird.
We're old friends.
Yeah, not like following her like weird.
You don't need to validate yourself. Like, you're good.
Dana was at Remax and she had this blog where it was like, what was it called? The Blonde something? I don't know what it was.
No, it was called Real Life Real Estate Real Dana. I think, man, this is
I think it was
15 years ago.
She does a podcast for all podcasters.
Yeah. We just found out yesterday, by the way, that May was our biggest download month that we've ever had ever, which was crazy.
Yeah, she has a podcast with Linda McKissick.
Everything
Life in Real Estate, which is an awesome podcast.
Thank you.
So anytime, Dana, you want to invite me to be on it, I'm always happy to do it.
Dana, we just need to do each other's because I did one with Nick and then he never published it. So you can count on me for getting it out.
No, that's because I stopped doing that podcast.
I aired it like 2 weeks ago, by the way, FYI, your side of it. I got it done for you.
Oh, thank you.
I've listened to both of y'all's. I've listened to several of yours, Caryn, and they're super good. Love it. So great job.
Yours too. Okay, Dana, tell us about your schedule, your life, what you do, like what's it look like your day to day?
So in full transparency, I was kind of nervous for this because do so many things that it's hot. You know what I mean?
What does your morning routine look like though?
Okay, so that's what I want to start with. So you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I made like a little setup here so I
I'm
can
not
show you
surprised.
things. Okay.
I mean,
Okay, so I used to not really be that great of a morning person because I would work until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And so then it was a struggle for me to wake up early. So probably about 3 to 4 years ago, I really started to change that and kind of got in a different mindset around it. I still sometimes kind of stay up late, but it just depends. So I am not a morning worker out person, by the way. I do better working out at the end of the day. I know it's not like statistical and it's not like the healthy thing and all that stuff, but it just works better for me. And the reason is because I have a lot of hair. And if I sweat a lot in the morning, it takes me too long to get ready and I have to go back and chat. Like, it's just too much.
Don't you hate like when like Pete's like, I'm just going to go to the gym at lunchtime and blah, blah, blah. I was like, really? Must be nice.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. So I'm an end of the day person. So I'm reading a book right now. Can I talk? Is this okay? I'm kind of squirreling, but
You're good. Go ahead.
okay.
I'm reading whatever you want.
I read like 4 books at a time. It's really weird, but that's just how I operate. So I've been reading this book and it's completely changed how I do things in the morning. But first, let me back up. So I wake up probably now around 6-ish or so. And it depends on the day, what the day is going to bring. But I do my devotion from my phone very first thing as soon as like I wake up. That's what I do. I go straight and read it. It's from YouVersion. It comes every single morning. And that's what I do first. And I drink 3 liters of water a day. So I start with this and I do another one throughout the day. Recently, I've gotten really hooked on these things. So I put this in
I have
the
that.
morning.
Liquid
That's
IV.
best. Yeah.
Joe
Do
Rogan.
they
Joe
have
Rogan
flavors?
They have only 2 flavors right now,
Yeah.
lemon lime, and then they have passion fruit.
Okay, I'll do the passion fruit all day.
Yeah, but
What
it
is
tastes
it, like vitamins?
Gatorade. Yeah, it's a non-GMO.
IV.
Yeah, it's a non-GMO electrolyte drink mix, and you add it to your water, and it's a hydration multiplier, so it just keeps you really hydrated. Because I only try to drink water, and then look, I made this whole little lineup. I wish you could see it of like all
This
these.
is so Dana. She's so prepared for everything.
Wow, she is
Unreal.
so prepared.
This is how she does everything. It's
You want to know how prepared Dana is compared to us? She texted me at like 9 o'clock. So what are we talking about tomorrow? I'm like, oh yeah, you should probably know what we're talking about.
If you would just let me control the Zooms and I put in the description what it's about. So if you would just like submit. Dana, back to you.
Okay. So now, I do intermittent fasting. I've kind of gotten off of it lately, but Linda got me on it. And so when you travel with the McKissicks, you're either fasting or you're eating nonstop. Like it's one, there's no middle ground. Like we used to say, we'll never go hungry when we travel. And now we're like, we'll starve because Linda intermittent fasts. So I actually saw Gary Keller drinking these. And I have a really hard time drinking protein because it tastes like chalk. And these are amazing. So now every morning I have my Ripple chocolate protein shake because I figure if it works for Gary, then it should work for me. And yeah. I drink it and joke to Press and Blair. I'm like, I'm just trying to be as smart as Gary today. So that's what I do in the morning. And then I don't eat until like later in the afternoon.
You order like a whole bunch of those, like on Amazon, like a big box.
Pallet. She gets a pallet.
Well, the reason why you probably didn't like protein because it tastes like, were you drinking whey and now you're drinking plant?
You know, it could be. I've tried multiple different ones. And I don't know. This to me just tastes like chocolate milk, so I'm good with that.
My wife doesn't like whey protein because she thinks she doesn't like the taste. So
that might be it.
She actually drinks pea protein.
Like the vegetable.
Like green peas, not
like what?
The vegetable.
Caryn. Do I have to explain
Dana thought the same thing. She thought the same thing.
So did Heather knew. I was like, what did you say?
Yes, so, she drinks green pea, like the vegetable protein.
There you go. Okay, that's.
But I like whey protein. I don't know. I've always liked.
I did a plant protein smoothie yesterday, and then I was giving Mark King crap about it on our mastermind with Gary. But I did a plant, and it is so much smoother. So I do think that's the key.
So
Yeah,
here's what I want to learn from you, Dana, because
Okay.
you have so many things going on and you're still able to run your podcast, whereas I'm a hot mess and couldn't do it anymore because I feel like I'm so overwhelmed. You've got 2 market centers that you're an OP of. You're an area director for Ohio Valley region. Like that's in itself, first of all, being OP of 1 market center is a full-time job and you have 3. And I know Caryn has like 19 full-time jobs in Keller Williams. So how do you organize your day and make sure that everything gets the attention it needs to get?
Yeah, really great question. And to be totally transparent and honest, the whole quarantine coronavirus has been probably one of the biggest blessings that's ever happened to me in my life. I say that with a lot of respect, knowing that it's a horrible tragedy and it's negatively affected a lot of people. And for me though, time wise and schedule wise, it's been a massive blessing. I have a really hard time saying no to things, like a really hard time saying no to things.
Clearly, because you're on this show with us.
No, this is exciting. I was excited to do this. So I really, this has been a blessing for me. And there's been a lot of times where I've said yes to things that then I've had to say no to other things too. And that's a really, really crappy feeling. And so I've been working with my coach, Terry Foster, on getting in full alignment. She actually has had me doing exercises of practicing, practicing like, what is the word she calls it? Like distancing myself from thoughts that will take me off of schedule. So what I wanted to show you was this book I'm reading, called Super Attractor. And I'm obsessed with this chick. She's like who I want to be when I grow up. Gabrielle Bernstein. I'm not sure how to say her last name. And Oprah named her the soul food salt leader of the year or whatever it is. And so what she talks in here is that everything, like I'm a very intuitive person. So I guess, Nick, to answer your question, long story short, I have to be very purposeful with my calendar and with my schedule. And I'm very intuitive in that if something doesn't feel like a fit or it doesn't feel like it meshes with my energy, then I don't go near it or I don't say yes to it. Because I just have learned that you can say yes to a lot of things and it can junk up your schedule. And sometimes I think like we're taught lessons by things that come into our life and then they don't work out. But I also think that if you're really paying attention to your energy and your intuition around something, I'm just a big believer in that. And so, so I think you have to really pay attention to that. And then schedule wise, I just know what my goals are. And every week it just aligns with that. I have a lot of leverage. Anything I've ever succeeded at, it's never been because of me. It's been because I've had really great people around me. And the areas that I struggle in, I don't have great people around me. And you guys know that. I'll just tell you that.
What do you look for when you're looking for talent in your world? Like, what is like, yep.
Okay, so a long time ago, I heard Patrick Lencioni speak at an Lencioni, I don't know however you say his name, at an event in San Francisco, I want to say, maybe it was. And he talks about the ideal team player. And honestly, I've ran by that a lot. But for me, first and foremost, it's energy. I can't be around people that don't have great energy. That's why I was super excited to be on with you guys because I just knew we would have fun. You guys have great energy. It'd be a start to the day.
You picked the day where we weren't crying the entire time.
Yeah.
So,
Do you cry on here?
No, it's a joke.
I get Botox.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's a good day. It's Wednesday. We're not crying. So you picked a good day to be on this.
Okay, good. I love that. Yeah. I just feel like you're automatically kind of attracted to people who have the same energy as you.
Totally.
And
perfectly.
Yeah. And I can feel when I am around somebody that like our energy doesn't mesh and that's okay. Like I don't feel like that means that like there's anything wrong with me or there's anything wrong with them. We just don't have that energy that's going to mesh.
It's chemistry.
Yeah. And that's okay.
I mean, you want to be, you want, like, I've been very purposeful. I can relate to that. Like I've been very purposeful lately about just being very aware of like who takes up my brain, the real estate in my brain, right? Like so like the other day my wife mentioned someone, I guess she was on Facebook and she's like, oh my gosh, do you want to know something funny? I'm like, wait, is it about this person? She's like, yeah. I go, okay, is it bad or good? She's like, well, it's actually kind of funny. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to know even if it's good because I don't want that person in my head. So like, I know that it was someone that I don't mesh with, but even though it was a good thing, it was strange, right? Like, even though it was a good thing, I didn't want to get that person in my head because that good thing then would have turned to the negative things that I know about them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm very purposeful about who
Dana,
takes.
you have a Facebook group that I love. And it's really positive, inspirational. Because
that's why I hate
one thing about you that I think many people may not know.
Wait, what's the name of the group so people can join?
Hold on, I'll talk. We're gonna. It's like a.
Sorry.
It's like a build-up.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like Nick.
Sorry. Okay.
But one thing I think about you when you mentioned it today, and I know you talk about it, but you are so learning based. Like it is a massive overload constant with you.
Yeah.
That's who gave me Split the Difference was Dana. The book Split the Difference was her.
Hey, we're getting ready to have Chris Voss on our podcast. Yeah, Linda pulled it off. I have no clue. She's got all the great connections.
I'm pretty sure that when Linda calls, one time Dana calls me, she's like, hey Nick, how's it going? It's Dana. I'm like, hey, what's up? She goes, by the way, Linda's on the phone with me. I'm like, what? You have to like warn me.
No, they are.
Call me
no.
And then have Linda on three-way without like preparation.
Listen, as an outsider, I will tell you the McKissicks I did stay at their house. It's a long story how I got stuck there too because of a snowstorm, but they are the most low-key, easy,
down to earth,
humble, kind, generous people I've ever met.
They are.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, how did you get to learning based?
Okay. So, and it's funny you said learning based because one thing I wanted to look, I have all the stuff I wanted to share.
I love it. She's like a kid in school. Like,
it's
like
she has 9 minutes and then she has to go. Let her share it. Sheesh.
Okay, so but can we say it's Wednesday Morning Mindset on Facebook? Wednesday Morning Mindset with Dana Gentry. Yeah, every Wednesday at 9:00. I just
Wednesday Morning Mindset. Go join the group right after this at 9:00. Dana's gonna go do a live.
Yeah, the link is on there. Thank you. And the reason I did that is because the second week of quarantine, I was on a coaching call with John Maxwell, and he said, a crisis is the great revealer. It reveals the players versus the pretenders. Yep. And it's one of my favorite quotes throughout this whole entire thing. And he said, the players go to where the needs of the people are. And that's the biggest difference. And I thought everybody's like so depressed and I can't operate like that because I'll shut down if like, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like Nick, you and I've talked about that a lot too. It's really easy sometimes to slip into that. And so that's why, like, I got to keep my head in a good space. So anyway, that's why I started that. But learning based, Caryn, I was not always like that. I was not good in school. I mean, I wasn't bad.
Oh, I was terrible. I was like a 1.8. Like, I mean, that is for sure.
Yeah, I didn't graduate college. Like I was a sophomore in college and got my real estate license and sold like 49 houses that first year. And I never went back to school. And so I wasn't super, but now I think it's different. Like I always say, sometimes I feel like if they taught us stuff like this in school instead of like a formula and a test tube of science.
You don't do algebra all the time in real estate?
Well, school is changing because my stepdaughter just wrote a paper on me, which is amazing, but about organizational leadership. So like she's a senior in college and I was like, okay, this is real practical knowledge. So
well, I love that because I think when you're and learning based is one of the very first things I look for in people too, because I just think whatever, I think it's John Maxwell who says when you stop learning, you die.
Well, it's an ego thing too.
Yes, I agree with that. So if you guys have not watched, I'm talking about this on Morning Mindset today. If you guys have not watched the Garth Brooks documentary on Netflix, like stop your world and go watch that. But listen, it's only 2 episodes. Even if you don't like country music, you should watch.
I just was watching the Justin Bieber docu-series, so I'll watch.
I love country music. I meant to watch that. What's so good about it? Okay,
this is just to give you an example though. I was watching it for 45 minutes and I stopped, started over, went and I carry these notepads, like 1,000 of them around all the time. I took all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pages of notes from the Garth Brooks 3-hour documentary because there were so many lessons. I'm like, this is insane. I mean, he's the #1 individual selling artist ever.
Have you seen him live? I've seen him live. It's amazing. He is amazing.
I've been to a lot of concerts. I've never seen him live. So, and he was supposed to come here and he got shut and it got stopped or whatever. But
I did have Linda call him and go to his house.
Yeah, right. Why can't Linda just call him up?
We should definitely ask her to do that.
I'm sure he would do the podcast.
She would. She would.
No,
Garth,
I mean, I don't doubt that she would actually call him.
Hey Garth, this is
Um,
McKissick.
But I love how Dana is watching like a documentary about Garth Brooks and
Taking notes.
it's supposed to be like entertaining, and then she's like taking legit notes.
No,
I
because
just did-
guys, you share this. Like, I always remember you don't like anything that you learn, you should be a pass through to interpret for somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh my
No, I
gosh.
think
Okay.
great
Okay.
that you're doing
Hold
that.
on. Look how excited. I just did an entire episode podcast about things I learned from watching TV growing up. And I went through all the shows I watched and what I learned from each of them.
Oh, I love that's a great idea.
Yeah. And AJ was like, you learn things from watching shows. I'm like, don't you learn in everything you do?
I used to learn a lot from watching Full House at the end when they had that music and they taught the lesson, and Danny was sitting
You know
there.
they have Fuller House now, by the way.
Of course I know,
But I
Dana.
talk about sequels.
Of course I
like-
know.
Like
What do you
Joni
think?
versus
Have you
Chachi
met
was
me?
terrible. Joni versus Chachi, like that was an epic fail.
Yes,
I
DJ
love.
is
Can we just
DJ.
take a TO for 1 second? Like, I love that we are all so scored. Like, this is the best thing I've ever done.
Well,
you can
there
come
you
back.
go.
Like when you come back.
Well,
Yeah.
get back to
How
you.
this is
Don't
how
have a
I
hard
got on this show is Nick was doing it and then we had good energy and he's like, you want to do it with me? And I was like, okay, and so now
Yeah.
I get to do it.
biggest mistake of my life. No, I'm
I
kidding.
don't think so. Pretty sure that's not.
I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure that, every now and again I'm not mad at you. So no, what I was saying was yes. So
Learning based.
someone wants to know
You're not
what
learning based, like you're nothing. You're nothing if you're not learning based. That's just, I guess, how I would sum it up. You have to be learning based. And actually, do we have 1 minute that I could just read to you? Just
If
one.
you
have
have
as much time as you want because you don't want to stop at 9. We can keep going.
I would love to keep going,
Let's
but
just make it all one podcast. Or
yeah,
episode.
I know we should. So listen to this. This really, really got me. And actually, this is funny because I read this and I was thinking about other people. And then I read this to Adam and he said, oh, I'm so glad that you read that. What did you learn about yourself? And I'm like, well, I didn't learn anything about myself. I thought about other people when I read this. And
You
he
tell
said,
him stop coaching me all the time.
yes. And he said, read it sentence by sentence and then talk about it. So anyway, but here, let me read it to you. Okay. It says, are you a pusher? Pushers are people who try to push and control to reach their goals and feel safe. They believe that the more that they do, the more they'll achieve, which sometimes is me. They're trying to make things happen rather than allowing themselves to attract naturally. They've forgotten that there is support beyond their own action and will. Pushers believe that they have to make things happen and aligning and receiving guidance don't come into the equation. They've forgotten where their true power lies. It's a common characteristic and it's one many cultures often actually seem to reward. Pushers have a fear-based belief that if they're not super productive, nothing will happen for them. Little do they know that their pushy energy is blocking their capacity to attract. And then this is the last sentence. The universe doesn't respond as well to frantic energy. Rather, the universe vibrates at a positive frequency, and to co-create with it, your energy must align with that frequency.
What is that from?
This chick, she's a life changer.
Can you
You know
go
what? I can't wait to read it.
Read the first two. Start from the beginning. I think it was the
I mean,
second.
Dana, is this an intervention for Nick and I?
No, I want to.
It is for me. It was for me.
I want to start from the beginning of the paragraph.
Pushers are people who try to push and control to reach their goals and feel safe. They believe that the more they do, the more that they'll achieve.
Right
They're
there. Right, that's it. That one. They believe the more they do. So you see so many people like just doing busy work.
Right.
But they're not getting anywhere.
Oh my God, they're not going from A to B, B to C, C. That doesn't happen. It's like squirrely.
And
Yeah.
so part of the reason why I stopped doing my podcast, even though I love doing it, was because I didn't feel like it was getting me in the direction that I wanted to go. And there were other things that like needed my attention that were actually more productive. And so I love that because so many people are just doing, but like they're not
Moving it forward. How do we move people forward? How do we move things forward?
Okay,
But Dana, I'm telling you,
Let me look. Okay, keep talking. I'm looking.
Pete and I were talking about, we have leadership opportunities in our group, right? And I texted him, I go, oh my gosh, we are so blessed in abundance. I'll call you in 3 minutes. And I called him and this person called me. Anyway, long story short, they're moving here in like a couple weeks and they have been in KW leadership. And I mean, it just dropped in abundance right in my lap.
You were attracting it.
There's a lot of people doing busy work. Like when we in KW, we talk about the model and we talk about the importance of hiring an admin when you get to a certain point. And there's a lot of We're saying hi or showing assistance when you get to a certain point. And there's a lot of solo agents that are like, I can't do that. I have to have my hand in everything. My clients want me here. My clients want me there.
That was me. I used to be that.
I did too.
I used to think that too. And then you get to a point where you're like, whoa, hold on a second. Leverage is key so you can focus on what you're supposed to do and let other people do what they're good at and what you're not good at.
Yeah. And honestly, guys, man, I had something I really wanted to share with you. I'm going to have to come back because I have.
Okay.
On Friday? Who do we have on Friday? Nobody.
I got a schedule. Stop.
Karen, you let me know.
Girl.
Very special
Hey,
episode.
that's when Nick is gone. You and I.
Oh, Nick.
Karen,
Oh, it's 9:00.
Okay, bye. Okay.
Bye, Dana. You're the best.
Like you back like a week.
Hey,
okay.
I really had other things to share. So I'll come back. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Bye. Tell Adam I said hi. He's amazing.
Have a great day. Okay. Nick, I'm thinking about your son.
Thank you. I'll call you later. Bye.